Hello and welcome to the Championship Roundup Show. First one in forever. I do apologise, we've had some ups and downs, some family members passing away and yeah, that sort of thing. So I haven't been really feeling up to it. So I just wanted to open up and say sorry for that. But I'm back now. So yeah, welcome everyone. Only G is in the Jesus. Hello. So yeah, hopefully back to his regular schedule, and yeah, we'll talk about this week's championship. And I'm bringing in my first annual person who tends to be on. He's a bit of a wind-up merchant. You'll all know him from previous streams as Annie. Hello.
Hello, everyone. Hi, Simon.
How's life?
Pretty bad, actually, at the moment, because of this unfortunate football team.
Who are they?
Yeah, I ask myself the same question every day. Why do I support?
I'm liking the setup, with two shirts and then your name on the last one. It looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
What is the last shirt?
This one. Oh, this one.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Ajax shirt from 2 years ago when they got to the Champions League semi-final. So yeah, pretty decent.
Fair play. Louis Von has commented, Pearson out, lol. And welcome to the show, Louis. I know it's your channel. Laquan's in the Jesus. Hello. So, yeah, right, I'll bring on our next guest. I hope this never ever happens to him, but you can guess who it'll be.
It's kicking off here.
And
Only just been sent off.
And I'm here doing stream. Our lass is watching City game, telling me what's going on. Sorry. Mark, how's life treating you, my friend?
It's really good, actually. Thank you.
Not surprised with your team doing well as of late.
Yeah, no, I'm generally quite good. Thank you for asking. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. As you all know, what's been going on with me recently and why I haven't been doing shows and that. But yeah, I feel good. Back at it now. Happy to report. So, why is this? Oh, this laptop is shocking. I need. Anyone got a spare one? What they want to give me? No. Laquan is saying LJP. God knows where he's at. And he says, hello. Oh, right. You lot can talk amongst yourselves and chat. So, yeah, everyone knows what's happening so far with me. So, it is what it is. But I'm glad you're doing all right, Mark. And, well, both of you, actually, Annie, as well. Don't think I said it to Annie. I do apologise, Annie. Right. Last but not least, this one. We all know him as Owen, but he loves his cars, so we like to just take a bit of mick with it. So I'll introduce this video for you. That's him driving, by the way. That is actually Owen in the car. I just love the ending of it. Hello, Owen.
Video. Hello.
It's come back on again. It's behind this. Owen's loving life right there. You all right, mate?
Yeah, you?
Yeah, I'm good, sir. Good. Did you like your video? I know you love that video.
Yeah, it's a very funny video, that is.
So is that actually you driving?
I can confirm it is. No, I'm joking.
So, right. do we have to get on with this week's championship results? I mean,
I thought it's been a good weekend of championship.
I mean,
am I
you
the only
guys
one
went-
that thinks that?
you're the only person in this entire chat room what thinks it. I mean, for me personally, it was the worst experience of my life watching that this weekend, but that's just my opinion on that matter.
Did you go?
Yes, I was there, unfortunately. 12:30 kickoff as well, man. I mean, I don't sleep best at times, but getting up at that time in the morning, it
Hang on,
nearly screwed me over.
why were there 2 half-12 kickoffs in this weekend?
Because technically they're like a derby, aren't they?
Well, ours was purely police advice because there's been a lot of problems between Luton and QPR. More recently, last season, where someone got attacked. So I think it's purely police advice that we kicked off at 12:30. It definitely wasn't for TV. So that's basically why we were at lunchtime, as we are next week for the big one.
And ours was because it's a derby against Rotherham, and they always do it at stupid o'clock. So even at home, they do it at stupid o'clock. But New York Stadium, it's massive on outside, but it's as small as Luton on the inside. It just doesn't make sense.
I hate those cereal bowl stadiums.
I rather enjoyed the stadium itself. I mean, the atmosphere were a bit dire from both sets of fans. Don't get me wrong, but the stadium itself looked rather nice from outside. It looks massive, and then inside it were like a park, just one football pitch. You know, Huddersfield Town's full capacity of 25 or 24.5 or whatever it is double than New York Stadium. Interesting fact for you. I just found that out like yesterday. So, anyway,
Simon, wait, I've got
Yep.
a question to ask. Why, when I always watch Huddersfield, does that stand behind not these where the away fans sit, the other stand, the opposite one? Why is that lower tier always like closed off, or there's no fans in there?
honestly, I don't know, but I would like to see it'll be mainly for sponsorship. You know, if you notice, it's always got sponsors on big sponsorship signs up, so it could be that as well. But it tends to be open, believe it or not, during winter times, and it tends to be £1 a kid, and it gets filled up rather easy and rather quickly. But I don't understand why they're there, but I do at the same time, because behind them seats, because them seats can be taken out at any time for concerts and stuff like that. But them seats there get taken out. Behind it is just a plain blank wall, so it'll look a bit weird to have like a big upper tier but no lower tier, if that makes sense. But it tends to be mainly for sponsorship in that bottom end.
Okay.
In 2 weeks, right? In 2 weeks' time, we have a 12 p.m. kickoff at home against the Swans. Honey G saying, well, and that's what we have with the bottom part of the away, and it's filled with sponsorship. So, similar situation there at Ashton Gate, is it? Is it Ashton Gate, Bristol? Yeah. I'm thinking it went gases then. Anyway, let's get on to the unfortunate business of talking about Huddersfield Town. 12:30 kickoff. Rotherham versus Huddersfield Town. Yes, we've got a new manager in charge. Yes, we've got a new sort of team, new formation to learn, but the performance itself was just diabolical. I don't know if any of you guys have seen it or what, but from my point of view, we just didn't turn up, and when we was getting possession, playing ball, we just didn't seem to move it forward quick enough. It was, but there were no fight in the players, if that makes sense. They're just sort of like, I don't know, give up. It's amazing. Go on, Mark, sorry.
Because you obviously got a draw against us somehow, and then you beat Hull. So you sort of like 4 points from 2 games. You sort of thought you were getting some momentum, and I sort of expected you to beat Rotherham.
So did I. I thought we're finally getting a bit of momentum, finally getting back into swinging things, as what's the word? A season starts here, so to speak.
Yeah.
And it's like we've took a backward step. It were just, I don't know.
To be honest, the game itself for both sides was utterly horrendous. Like, it was a shocking game. I mean, Rotherham weren't much better than you, to be fair. But what they've done this season is they'll be effective in both boxes, and they were to a certain extent, which is something Huddersfield aren't.
All I'm going to say about Rotherham, from Rotherham's point of view, they turned up with a game plan and they stuck to it. And their number 9, I'm not too sure, you'll have to name him, Evans, I think it may be. With Eves, sorry, yeah. He roughed us up and he made sure he was in the game, and he made sure those defenders knew exactly where he was at all times. They were pushing him, tripping him up, making sure he got well and truly known, and that's what I think Huddersfield's lacking, someone with a bit of oomph, someone who can hustle and a bit, you know what I mean? Because he was very frustrating for the town players, and he did his job well. No disrespect to Rotherham whatsoever here, but if Huddersfield Town turned up where they did against Cardiff City, we would have slapped them 4-5-0. But we turned up as if we were playing, I don't know, League One side, and we did play like a League One side. So, but my big point of view for the game itself was, how did Huddersfield Town not get a penalty? How was that not given when Mahone got pushed in box? And I mean, pushed physically, just pushed over. It was on goal. It were in the box, near penalty spot itself. He got pushed over, and referee said he got the ball. How can you get the ball when someone's pushing you? You know what I mean?
Well, I'm resigned that we'll never get a penalty this season. They're meant to be letting more go, trying to get the ball in play more, and trying to let stuff go that they didn't let go before. But then when it comes to like the big decisions like penalties, then it's interesting because like some of the fouls you see not given in the box, if they were given in the middle of the pitch, they'd be given all day long. But because it's in the penalty box, but yeah, we won't get one all season, so
it's just
Mark. We're the only club. Sorry, we're the club in the Championship that's gone the longest time without being awarded a penalty. And some of the decisions that have gone not for a penalty against us are utterly ludicrous.
Last few weeks,
we should have had about 10 penalties in between like last January, I think, and this.
Well, they say it evens itself out, don't they? But anyway, we'll see.
Does it? Yeah. Does it really?
No.
It's meant to, isn't it? But anyway.
I mean, yeah. Anyway, did anyone see the delay to the Birmingham game today because the goals were too big?
Yeah, a very strange day footballing wise today, with obviously your rivals Leeds having a power cut down the road
Listen, they're not rivals of ours no more. They're in Premier League. They're more
I thought a
rivals
game
with someone
got.
else.
I thought a game had goals the wrong size last week or the week before.
Wigan. There was Wigan against Cardiff.
Right.
But they went ahead with that game, and Cardiff
Can I
scored
just
2
say,
goals.
if we had bigger goals, we still wouldn't have scored in them. Right? That's how bad Town are at the moment. Simon, you want to go back to playoff final and swap places? Hell no. Thank you for asking that. Personally, if I could do last season again, I would lose to Luton and let them have a go at it instead of us, because, I mean, it's amazing. We were 90 minutes away from potentially playing in Premier League football in the playoff final. We won't go down the route of who to blame, but we had the referees, VAR, and everything against us that day. And then fast forward a few months after playoffs, back into this season. What's gone so horribly wrong that we're bottom end of the table? That's just my point. My talking point for today. My question to you guys is: what's horribly gone wrong at Huddersfield for them to be at the bottom of the league?
Okay, what's gone wrong is the owner hasn't, for what you said on the show before, the owner's not gone out and bought the players that Corberán wants. He's left, and obviously you've lost O'Brien and Toffolo to us, and then
honestly, I'm not being disrespectful to Toffolo, but he's replaceable. O'Brien isn't.
He's been he's been really good for us at the moment. His energy's just he's got so much energy.
Personally, and no disrespect to you guys, but personally, I think it was wrong move for O'Brien. I think we should have allowed him to go to Leeds last season for 15 million, rather than letting both Toffolo and O'Brien go this season for 10 million. It's ridiculous. But anyway, I want to move on from Huddersfield Town. Go on, Mark. I'll let you have your piece before we.
No, I mean, you can't underestimate the hangover that hangs around when you've lost a playoff final and you're back in the league next year. On that, you lose some players and you don't strengthen. I mean, I never say that. I mean, obviously, we wanted to win the playoffs, but where we are now, we're stronger now than we were last season. And I probably think we weren't ready to go up last year, but I think we're a better side this year than we were last year, and we're improving year on year. We're making that gradual improvement. So yeah, it's just like I said, the hangover from losing a playoff, losing your manager, losing some of your best players. I think it all adds up to. It's very difficult just to go again once you've been so close. I think basically.
Mark, if you get into playoffs this season, I think you've got a good chance of winning it, because obviously you've got last year's playoffs behind you. Like, you know what the playoffs are like from last year.
Yeah, I mean, I think the difference is the strength in the squad. Like last year when Adebayo got injured, we literally were down to the bare bones. And if you look this year, Carlton Morris, I mean, what a bargain at 2 million. And then you look at our bench, like Luke Freeman, Harry Cornick, Cameron Jerome, all coming off the bench. So we're a stronger squad to cope with injuries. So yeah, I'm not saying we'll get in the playoffs, but I think we're in a better place than we were last season.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Again, if I could do last season again, I would more than happily swap with Luton and allow you guys to go on and beat Forest in final. But that's...
You know what? I don't know how we would be in the Championship, because obviously we brought Larea, Hader, and we had Panzo in, so they probably wouldn't have gone out on loan like they did now. So, because obviously we would have lost Spence, Garner, and then we probably would have lost Worrell as well in defence, or like McKenna, or at least someone like that. So I don't really know where we would have been if it wasn't.
Yeah, I know we're sort of getting away from talking about championship games, but apparently there's a clause that allows us to buy Horvath permanently at the end of the season, and he's been brilliant for us.
I didn't know that. I hadn't heard that since you just said that. How much is it, do you reckon?
A couple of million.
2 million maybe?
Yeah, but anyway, we sort of digress. But yeah,
No, it's fine. It's still technically championship. Saw an incident with Rudy. I can't even say his name when he plays.
Rudoni, is it?
Rudoni in the box as well, says Sonny G. Yeah, well, it is what it is. We were shocking. Need to give time to new manager. Hopefully, he can turn it around, but it's going to be a very long, drawn-out season, in my opinion, for Huddersfield Town. And hopefully, by the skin of his teeth, I'm still here next season. If not, I will not be doing a League One. I will not be doing a League One. So there's that. Right, who wants to speak next? Annie or Mark?
Mark, you can happily
go. No. I've got an idea. Annie, get the 2 crap games out of the way and then let Mark finish on a high. Think about it.
Fine. What can I say?
Mark,
I suppose I'll start.
I actually watched your video
Right.
about the midweek game, about your before you played in the week when you won.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know where to start. I suppose we played Millwall. We lost 2-1 at home.
Back in Millwall.
And basically all the Millwall fans are a bunch of, yeah.
Annie, can I just stop you for a second?
Go on then.
Can you call them by the proper name? Fucking Millwall. Fucking what? What? Fucking Millwall, mate. Come on.
Basically, after the Birmingham game, which was 2 games ago, we made 4 changes to the side. That included our captain in goal. That included our most expensive midfielder, most expensive player in the squad, even our top goal scorer, and our who is it? Best defensive midfielder. So basically, Nigel Pearson has got rid of all the quality in our squad, put all the basically the second choice options on the pitch, and gone, let's attack. We worked against Preston because Preston are a very weird team. It won't work against Millwall.
Fucking Millwall.
We had Max O'Leary in goal, Atkinson, Closer, Viner, De Silva, Joe Williams, Alex Scott, Andy Vyman, Mark Sykes, Antoine Semenyo, and Tommy Conway. It was just the balance wasn't right. There's no cohesion within the team anymore, like there was before the international break. And it just seems like we've lost our attacking mojo going forward. That's me trying to be nice whilst criticising the team. Now where I'm going to stop being nice is the defending. Because some of this defending is really... Yeah, go on.
I'm just jumping out for 2 minutes. I'll be back.
That's all right. You'll Annie will still be in full flow by the time you come back.
Yeah, you should have your name as Ranter instead of mine.
Owen, do you want to guess how many set pieces we've conceded in the last 3 games?
5.
No.
15.
15?
Yeah.
Did you say 15 in the last 3 games?
Yeah.
You lost 3-0
No,
to Birmingham. You won 2-1, and you've conceded 2 on Saturday. So it can't be any more than 6.
It was 6. We've conceded 6 set pieces. Directly from set pieces, we've conceded 6 goals. How that happens for a team that's managed by an ex-defender who's remarkably a very solid centre-back, don't know. But if you see the first goal we concede, the ball goes in from the left-hand side from George Saville, their midfielder. There's 3 Millwall players on the back post. No one's marking him. Like, no one's marking all 3 of them. The 3 tallest players, no one's marking him. Gets a shot. Great save from our keeper. No one reacts. Like, no one reacts. An open net. Nigel Pearson then comes out in the post-match and goes, well, some of them reacted. It wasn't great, but some of them reacted. He's literally gone mad, Nigel Pearson. Like, many people have gone, yeah, he's cranking up the ostrich level. He's well and truly like up, getting there now, like 8, I'd say. But honestly, some of the defending has been horrendous. 3 Birmingham goals were bloody hell. They were shocking. And truly, once we got the equaliser, I thought maybe we'd kick on and try and win the game, or at least just try and get a point. We go and concede a set piece on the halfway line, not like near our box, literally on the halfway line. Our goalkeeper, who's completely useless, tries to come all the way out to the edge of his own box to try and punch it when there's 2 City defenders like going to head it away. Heads it straight to their top goal scorer, who's got an empty net. And at that point, you go, why is that being allowed to happen? And it's just ludicrous.
So last season, you were conceding shed loads from set plays.
Yeah.
So
We've made progression though, Mark. We've made progression. Don't know why. We just made progression though.
So is
Where?
subject close to my heart. Naismith, is he dropped? Is he injured? What's happened?
Yeah, he's injured. He got injured against Coventry. I think he should be back for West Brom.
So do you look better defensively with him playing?
No, we've looked much worse with him without him.
Is that because he plays out from the back with the ball and like risks like losing possession?
When Naismith plays, yes, you're right. He progresses the ball quite well, and that's something I was expecting from Naismith. He does that, but sometimes
He's frozen.
Bristol internet's not that good.
KFC's at it again.
Or was it just the meltdown of like?
I think his internet's melted down like his football team. But
Like the defence have just froze.
but for me, I think Pearson changing the squad like he does, it just don't make sense.
Well, I think what I was saying before Annie's thing throws was that last year they were conceding loads of goals, conceding loads of set plays. They finished 18th. They went out to address it. They bought Naismith, great signing. And then they started off like a house on fire. They were like top 3. And yeah, it just seems like without watching them, only they convincingly beat us. But yeah, it's seems like they've gone back to last year. But I suppose it's double edged, isn't it? You stop scoring goals. If you keep scoring the goals and you're conceding, but you're winning, no one cares that you're conceding if you're still winning. If you're conceding and you're not scoring the goals and you're not winning, then that just compounds the problem, I think.
Yeah, totally agree. So, because I'm not sure if Only G's still here, if he wants to say his piece on it, but If it's not, then
Hashtag go fund Bristol.
not that again. But not that again. But because you've brought it up, I'm going to put it in chat. Fund. Oh, can't even spell fund.
They don't need funding because apparently when they signed Naismith, they blew us out the water with the wages they could offer compared to us. So they don't need funding.
No, but they need internet. Just can't afford to. Just can't afford internet apparently.
I forgot who was streaming on your Twitch. I just read the comments and there's on the StreamYard thing and there's a Twitch thing, isn't there?
Yeah, I'm streaming on Twitch as well, so thanks to whoever's watching. How are you? I'm not too bad, thanks. Yamin. Is it Yamin? I'm sorry if I butchered your name. We're just doing championship roundup today. If you tune in for Louis, normally it's wrestling or Newcastle. So, but right. The moment of Mark's entire internet career is here. Who wants to?
Entire career? I'm not sure that's.
I will buy Bristol like the Oystons £1. See, Louis chipping in with his championship banter there.
But apparently they've got the best manager in the championship. That's why Naismith went to Bristol City, so he could play under the best manager in the championship.
And apparently they were winning the league by 100 points, according to Andy.
Yeah, well, we've seen his internet, you know. If it's out like his internet and how they're playing currently, they've got no chance.
HMS Pistol League has hit an iceberg.
Oh, yes, most definitely has. Right then, Mark, we'll leave you to bring it home with the Luton. Early kick-off against QPR, I do believe.
I want to talk about our great win against QPR, but before I do, just something serious that needs addressing.
1 second. He's been sacked, hasn't he, Steve Bruce? Yes, he has. Yes, he has. Best manager in the championship. I think that's what Louis was trying to say there. Right, Bob, Mark. Sorry, mate.
So, on a serious note, before I talk about the game, so our forward, Elijah Adebayo, got racially abused on social media after the game. And it's just like all the adjectives I can think of, disgraceful, appalling. It's just, I know it gets talked a lot about, but I just find it, I think words fail me, the fact that people are being abused for the colour of the skin because of what happens on the football pitch. And obviously it's been reported to Bedfordshire Police.
But unfortunately, they're not going to do naught about it. And the people what's done it, yet again, will get away with it. I mean...
Well, QPR sort of tagged Luton's post and basically says, we've got your back. So basically it is a QPR supporter. So QPR need to find him out and basically because this just needs to stop. And I know it's just like the most disgraceful thing to abuse someone because of the color of their skin, and it's just really, I just felt it necessary to mention it because it doesn't seem that a week goes by, and I know Ivan Toney got abused Friday after their game, and I know it's not just football thing, it's a society thing as well. But I mean, everyone at the club, all the fans, everyone's offering all the support to Elijah because no one deserves this. But yeah, it's just awful, and And yeah, I don't know what can be done. Are the social media companies doing enough?
I
Is
don't
there
think they are.
is
I
there
don't think
any
they are.
is there any accountability? Can people just set up an account, like a blind account, and post what we want? It's just like I said. I just wanted to sort of give it some air. The fact that it's no decent person. Like all the decent people are appalled by it, and we hope this person gets caught and they get punished accordingly. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Unless you've got anything you want to say as well.
I just want to point out it's 21st century. We're in 2022, yet people seem to think it's all right going around calling people of colour racial names and slurs. Recently, I got informed that because of the child in school is getting called, and because he's black, he's getting called monkey, and they've gone to school and said, you know, what's going on? How can you do this? You know, how can it be? You know what I mean? And the kid seems to just think it's funny and carries on with it. It shouldn't be like that. We're in 21st century. We're in 2022. For fuck's sake, it's like we're stuck. Not us decent folk. I mean, people are like stuck in the past, in the 1900s. Like, what's going on? You can't be calling people because of the colour of the skin. It don't matter whether they're crap at football. It don't matter whether they're not up to your standards in society. End of the day, they're a human being. It doesn't matter what colour they are. They still get hurt by your comments. They still get.
Yeah, and if it's children doing it, are they being educated by the parents? Are they being educated?
Clearly, they're not, because it's end of the day. You shouldn't be calling anyone of any colour a racial slur. You know what I mean?
I agree, but
it's downright disgusting, and I really feel sorry for the Luton player involved. I feel sorry for the Brentford player. I feel sorry for Saka, Sancho, and it all stems back to that, and not just that incident though, but Southgate shouldn't have put them in that environment in first place, if you ask me. From the Euros, I know I'm going back a bit, but it's still this year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
End of the day, it doesn't matter what colour you are. People still get hurt by your comments. So please, if you're listening and you're one of these people that are a racist little twat, cut it out. There's no need for it.
I agree.
There's no need for it at all.
Yeah,
it's downright disgusting. So just cut it out, kick it out. I know that there's kick it out campaign, and I know that there's kneeling before games. So there's no room for racism, but clearly it's not working. Or there's still
and it is. We have to say it is the minority.
Oh yeah, it's definitely the minority. It's just wrong.
Most people are decent people, and they know what's right and what's wrong. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say.
I just want to say, let's just put a stamp on it now. It's the last time we're bringing it up today, but please, for the love of God, give your head a fucking shake and stop racism. There's no need for it. I hope people listen to the comments, what we've all been saying today. It's wrong. People have got feelings. It doesn't matter the colour of your skin. It shouldn't matter the colour of his skin. If he has a crap game, he has a crap game. Comment about his game. Say he's had a shit day. End of the day, he'll feel it worse for himself because he's a footballer. He wants to be a good footballer. He wants to improve, but he knows he's had a bad day at the office. There's no need for racial slurs, abuse on the internet or in the stands. There's no need for it. Just kick it out. Kick out racism and fuck the idiots what are doing it. Let's keep it. If you see it, report it. Get them done, because this is way too broad of a spectrum now. It's 2022. There's no need for it. There shouldn't be any need for it. And fucking kick it out. Please just stop it. And that's my mini rant over. Mark, please take over. And before you just take over, I want to just mention, because I've put him up, but we haven't mentioned it. The honorary Luton fan, he says, up the town. Kyle Naismith is so bad. And welcome to the stream. Welcome to the show. And thanks for subscribing. I think Lewis asked you to subscribe. And then he's gone on and said the town will get top 2 and Brum top 5. There you go. I just want to finish. Sorry for having a mini rant, but it needed to be said. I'm fed up of it now.
So we played QPR. Now QPR with a form team, they'd won at Sheffield United. They hadn't lost in 6. Now, bear in mind, we hadn't beaten them in 21 games, going back 15 years. And obviously they've got a lot of players that are obviously very talented, like Ilias Chair. So, yeah, they've just got quality in the team. But, I mean, basically, we dominated the first half. The movement, the pressing, the chances we created, and we just suffocated them. And to be honest, they must have been only to be 1-0 down at half time. We hit the bar. It was just probably one of the best 45 minutes we'd played. And we weren't just dominating any team. We're dominating the form team that was joint top of the league. It was such an impressive performance. I mean, I could name players. Everyone played well. And in the second half, we just managed the game. Bear in mind, 4 of our last 5 home games, we've been leading at half time and didn't go on to win the game. So it was just proper game management. We were solid. And then about an hour or so, we made 3 subs. And what I was saying earlier, to bring in players like Luke Freeman, Harry Cornick, Cameron Jerome, that basically you got the pace of Harry Cornick, the power of Cameron Jerome, and it could come on and make an impact straight away.
Not only that, Jerome can hold up play as well. Is good
and
you guys get forward.
And we basically fed off their mistakes. Their mistake came to our second, and they somehow got a goal back in injury time, and then we got the third one. But basically, we've got a draw against Burnley. We've got a draw against Sheffield United. We've now beaten QPR. We seem to raise our game against the top sides, but tactics were spot on. Every player won his own individual battles, and it was just a positive win. And that's now 6 unbeaten. We're unbeaten in 6 games. So we had struggled at home trying to sort of get those wins over the line at home. But yeah, it's really positive. Just want to get a few injured players back. But no, it was just a really positive performance, positive win. We've got Norwich on Tuesday before the massive big one on Sunday, Watford away. So yeah.
Oh no, I am actually looking forward to the Watford game.
Sunday, 12 o'clock kickoff. So
I've got to go.
All right then, Owen, I'll let you go. Thanks for joining us. You haven't really said much today, but maybe next time. And he's back anyway, just in time, look.
Okay. Oh wait, see you.
Oh, hold on.
All right then, see you, Owen.
Sign out.
Bye.
See you later. Take care, mate.
So yeah, I mean, not obviously we had a slow start, but yeah, everyone's bedding. Everyone sort of knows their role, and it is a squad. We've got a strong bench. So I'm not saying we'll get in the playoffs, but the fact that we're unbeaten against Sheffield United, QPR, and Burnley just proves that we can match it with the best in the league. So yeah, we'll just see what happens this year.
Speaking of Naismith, sorry to bring it up, but Bunny G says he had the chance to meet him yesterday. Thanks for letting her know.
No, he is a nice, genuinely nice guy. Because I met him at the presentation night, and yeah, he's down to earth and he's approachable. So yeah, no problem at all. And at the end of the day, if he moved because bigger contracts and he gets some security for his family, nobody can.
End of the day, money talks, and it's like any job. If you get offered more money to do the same job somewhere else, you're going to take it because you want that money for your family.
Basically trebled his salary and got a 3-year contract, so no one can blame him, and he did well for us. But anyway, that's by the by. So
I've never actually left. When you see the town badge when I go off, I'm having a cigarette behind the scenes. So that's why you saw the town badge instead of my beautiful, beautiful model of perfection face.
So did you? So you want to finish, Annie?
I just want to ask you a quick question. Oniji says, "What was it like when Freeman scored, Mark? And did he celebrate against his old club?"
No, not really. Obviously, he scored from like 2 yards out, and then he just kicked the ball in the air, and then there was like one big huddle with all the players. So, and obviously he scored down the QPR end, which I'm sure went down well. Being an ex-QPR player, but and he was well thought of at QPR. He was a great player for QPR. Got sold for 5 million. Had 2 years of bad injuries, and we picked him up. So QPR had no reason. He did well for them. So no, he didn't over celebrate, but it was like 94th minute. So
and on that point, I just want to say when Jordan Rhodes left Huddersfield Town, he came back, he scored against us, and he celebrated like he won the World Cup. So I personally called him Judas Rhodes. I didn't like him for weeks on it. Put it this way, up until this season, I didn't like Jordan Rhodes because of it. And then when I've forgiven him now, he started scoring for us again. I'll allow it. But
it's an interesting thing, isn't it? The whole thing about should players celebrate scoring against the old club? But at the end of the day, they're employed and they play for someone else.
The first goal, especially, you've got to think he was back when we got rid, or not got rid, but sold him on. Back then, we brought him up, we got him firing. He were top goal scorer at Championship. He were on fire week in, week out. He was scoring a goal. And then the very first game back, we took him from nothing, basically, and brought him good. Yeah, and I'm not blowing his own trumpet. It was literally how it happened. And then first goal he scores against us, you don't celebrate that one. The very first goal you score against your old team, you're just like, yeah, okay, move on. And then if you score a second in the game or in next game after that, then go for it. For me, it's a sign of respect to say, look, yeah, I know I'm not with you guys, but thank you for.
But then you can get
caught.
You can get caught up in the emotion of scoring, can't you? But anyway,
yeah, that's just my opinion. Right, Annie, you're going to finish off your mini rant, mate, before your KFC Wi-Fi went down?
No. There's a power cut in the whole area. Not my fault. The whole area does a power cut.
When did you move to Leeds?
Where was I? I can't remember.
Basically talking about the defence.
Yes. Basically, we're not very good defending. We can't we just can't defend set pieces. There's no organisation within how we actually set up to defend set pieces. It's always chaotic. There's always some last ditch clearances off the line or scramble it away somewhat. But 95% of the time we go and concede from the set piece. So it's look, every time a team has a set play against us, it's more than likely they'll have a goal scoring chance or a high XG shot, because they will. It is quite easy to pin us back in that respect. I've seen a lot of fans on Twitter. I don't know if they call them fans or not, but people on Twitter who claim they're City fans saying Nigel Pearson out, and I can't really disagree with that. Quite frankly, the defending has been horrendous. What bailed us to at the start of the season was our attack, but that's now gone. Tommy Conway's lost his form. Antoine Semenyo, who was an impact player off the bench, who was brilliant off the bench, is now starting and not really finding his feet. I still think he's a great player, but maybe a bit of time and he'll be good again.
So here's
Naki Wells. Naki Wells is our top goal scorer, but he's not been played, which is quite weird. And our top scorer from last year, Andy Vyman, is now being experimented in a number 10 8/8 role, which is not bad, but the guy's exhausted. He is burnt out. 18 months, he's been utterly brilliant for us. He's burnt out. It's like, just have to give him a rest.
Yeah, but next month he's going to have a massive rest.
He's in the World Cup, though, isn't he?
Is he? Oh, right. Never mind then. I'll shut up. I'll go back to.
Isn't he in the World Cup for Austria or someone?
No, he's not. It's only I don't know. It's only Antoine Semenyo actually for Ghana who might go to the World Cup, which is actually a bit of a pain.
So Real Luton fan says 2-2 in the Bristol game. Hoped Bristol could score 2 goals.
No, he can't score at the moment. Mark, you had a question.
Yes.
Speaking. Yes.
So based on the quality of the squad, regardless of whether Pearson stays or not, what would you class as being a good season in terms of where you finish in a championship?
Ooh, good question.
To be honest, if the squad is what I class as the best team we can put out there, or the best 11 we can put out there, then I think we should be able to push for the top 10 quite easily, because we've got on paper we've got one of the best goalkeepers in the league. We've got 3 centre backs. We've got a nice mixture there. We've got a youthful midfield, which again we've got some quite expensive players there. Fullbacks can be improved upon, but attacking wise, it has been shown that we are quite good going forward. So realistically, we should really be. I wouldn't say pushing for the playoffs. I wouldn't go that far, but I think anywhere between 10th and 13th is pretty reasonable, which I think should be.
With the demands on the championship, it's not just your first 11, as we found out last season, and as we're looking better this season. It's how do teams cope with injuries? What is the strength of the squad like that can basically, and can the manager keep them happy? Those that I think it's changed now. Like the game's changed in that people don't play every game, and I'm sure the players understand it's a squad game. Not everyone's going to play all the time, but I suppose it's the strength of the squad throughout the season, really.
And that's our big issue, Mark. We've got no depth at the back. Like literally, we play 3 at the back, and we've got 2 cover centre backs. So we can't rotate for cup games as much as we'd like. We'd have to drop a 33-year-old defensive midfielder in there to help us out. When Naismith went out injured against Coventry, we literally had to drop Andy King there because we didn't have any other options on the bench. It was quite bizarre, and that will be where we get found out at points, because we already have injuries and we will continue to have injuries throughout the season. There's no doubt about that. And we will. If that continues, then we're going to be massive trouble come May.
Watch this space then.
What's this space exactly?
Anything to add, Simon?
Simon, you with us?
Not really. All to add there, other than if you've liked what you've seen, please don't forget to like. If you want to join us again, that'll be great.
I just
please subscribe. And if you want to follow us, as socials have been scrolling along the bottom there, all are appreciated. The channel owner is a Sunderland fan. Don't let him tell you otherwise. But other than that, I've got no really to add. Other than it's that time of the week. Whereas, who's the player of the week? Boom, boom, boom. Who's your player of the week and why, Annie?
Ooh. Give me 1 minute. I'll just have a look through the fixtures and I'll come back to you. So why don't you go to Mark first?
The most bizarre game of the week is so easy. Blackpool, Sheffield United, Blackpool, 4 players sent off, a missed penalty, 6 goals, an injury time goal. It just sounds an absolute bonkers game.
And Blackpool were 2-0 down as well.
And they went 3-2 up, and then just like, yeah, it just sounded like
absolute mental of a match.
Someone said it was a season compiled into 90 minutes. So I don't know. I don't know player of the day, but yeah, that was just like an absolute crazy game. But
you know what?
Go on, Annie, if you've got one to say.
I'll give player of the week to Juninho Bacuna of Birmingham. He was utterly sensational against Hull. Like he was ludicrous. He didn't even play in centre midfield. He played on the right hand side. This was his natural position. It was brilliant. He scored a goal. Just overall ran that centre midfield against 2 Hull midfielders who cost 5 million transfer fees and about 120,000 in wages a week put together. So, yeah, Bacuna gets my player of the week.
I'll second that because he had a fantastic game, and it's unusual for Bacuna to have these. Well, not unusual, but when we had him, he had his about 7 games crap, and then it turns good for 1 game, and then he'll go crap for the next 7. So he needs to win this as player of the week because he won't get out else this week. So next up is the worst decision of the week. Now I've got one. The penalty decision against Rotherham for Huddersfield Town. I mean, how it wasn't given, I'll never know, but that's just my opinion. And if you watch it back, I think Honey G mentioned it earlier, the penalty decision, but that's just me. What about you, Mark?
I haven't really seen any shockers in the Championship, so I can't really comment or add to that, unfortunately.
Annie?
I wouldn't say worst refereeing decision of the week, but I'm going to give it to Brush City goalkeeper Max O'Leary for deciding to come out when it was quite simply the defender's ball, and which was a goal. So
Annie,
thanks, Max. You are
a
lovely man. Yeah,
I will take the decision as the penalty, and then yours is the biggest mess up of the week. Ken.
Well, sort of on the subject of biggest mess up of the week, Jimmy Dunn for QPR. And you got to understand the history. So last year when QPR won at our place, he was the player that went over the top with the celebrations. So this year, they just got So basically 1-0 up. He basically dives into their keeper, collides with their keeper, ball runs loose, and Cameron Jerome has an empty net basically. And then Luton tweeted, "Job done." So
Talking of silly tweets, have you seen the Nottingham Forest and Wolves tweets this weekend?
yeah,
I found them
What-
absolutely
what-
hilarious.
what-
Forest is
What was the Forest admin thinking? It's like playtime with Emmanuel Dennis with the Wolves, and you going, this is going to bite them. 5 p.m. This is going to
somebody
be an
said
absolute...
like you're bottom of the league, you haven't won, and it's before a game, and fans will do that, and apparently it was shared around all the players' WhatsApp group.
Oh dear Lord.
Well, as biggest mess up of the weekend, I think it's an honorary one. I'm going to give it to Nottingham Forest for tweeting out the picture.
Yeah.
But that's that.
I'll go with that as well. I'll go with that.
We should have a main talking point of this weekend.
Can't we have a team of the week?
Yeah, we can have a team of the week if you would like one. We didn't discuss that, but go on then. Team of the week.
It's got to be ours.
Luncheon.
We're playing QPR that haven't lost in 6. They're a joint top. They'd won at Sheffield United, beaten everyone. And we haven't beaten them for like a million years. And then we put in a dominant performance and win 3-1. So I'm saying us.
Annie's going to back that, and
Yes.
I'm going to back that. And the team of the weekend goes to...
No. Wait up. Burnley won 4-0 against Swansea, who had lost one game, they lost 7, and were, I think, 5th going into that. So I'll split it between Burnley and Luton.
Okay, overall,
But
I'm
Luton
giving
get
it
it.
to Luton. So that's that one. Biggest ranting moment of the week. This one's down to Mark to decide. Me over the, which is a genuinely good topic to rant about, or Annie over Bristol City.
Well, I think because of the seriousness of it, and you made valid points that I couldn't disagree with, then I think it's you, Simon.
Yes, finally, I've won something this weekend. Get in. All my bets have fallen through. Everything else has gone tits up this weekend. I'm glad that I got that one little mini win, but in all seriousness, I know I'm taking the piss there, but the general message is fuck off, racist little twats. I don't care whether we get demonetized. I don't care that we may get cut off by Louis at some point for me having a mini rant, but there's no place for racism. We're in 21st century. We're in 2022. There's no need for it. If you hear anything, and if you like us on the show against it, please report it to the nearest steward or police, and make sure you, on the sly, take a photo of the person who's doing it as well, so it's easy for them to catch them out. Same applies on social media. Just report it. We may or may not get it sorted, but just do it anyway. Sooner we band together and get rid of these numpties from our lives. And it's not all of them. It's not the main footballing group. It's fans what actually go to the games and support the team. It's just them. What's the word, Mark? You said it earlier. I can't say it. Majority of them are decent, but there's always a mixed view on.
Anything in society, there's always a minority that spoil.
That's the words I'm trying to say.
Spoil stuff for the majority, and
there's always one what's out to be a knobhead, and let's just kick it out. Keep it. If you want to be racist, keep it behind closed doors. Let your family think that you're funny or whatever, because none of us actually believe you being good or funny. You keyboard warriors, that's all you are. You won't ever see it to the faces of these players what you're attacking. So just give up, stop being an arsehole, and whoever it is, and if you come across this video, this goes out to you. Fuck off. There's no need for it, you fucking dumb pricks. Thank you for allowing me to have my second rant about racism. There's no need for it. Kick it out. The honorary Luton Town fan says, bye guys, see you next time. And can you please check out T-Boys TV? He does amazing Luton content. I mean, I won't because I'm not a Luton fan. Sorry. Unless you played us, I won't be checking it out. But Mark will give it a watch, I suppose.
Yeah, send me the link and I'll watch it.
And there's links and there's everything. All his descriptions
Can I,
scrolling across. Go on, Mark.
Before we close, can I just share a tweet that I saw?
Yeah, of course.
So it's basically about the championship, and someone's put the championship is drunk.
Yeah. It really
So
is.
Burnley, who are first, to draw more games than they've won.
That's weird.
Blackburn, who are fifth, have had no draws and they've lost more than Coventry, who are 24th. Reading are sixth and they've got a minus goal difference of 6 or whatever it is. Preston are 13th and they've scored and conceded fewer goals than anyone else in the league.
And people have got the audacity to say that Premier League's the best league in the world.
And first to fifth are separated by 1 point, and first to 14th separated by 8 points. So basically, what does that? And then obviously this weekend, the top three, apart from Burnley, it just proves that it's the craziest league and that anyone can beat anyone. And league positions don't really matter at the moment.
No, not until after Christmas.
Unless you're West Brom. But yeah, I just thought it was an interesting tweet that it just proves how it's the best. I think it's the best league in the world. It's the most unpredictable.
And I've been saying it for absolute years.
Yeah, and I think despite the imbalance of teams having the parachute payments and Sky having their favourites, I just think it's the best league, and I think those stats just show how crazy it can be.
And it proves it as well.
And also, Wigan are basically the worst team at home in the league, but they're the best team away from home in the league.
Yeah,
which I found utterly ludicrous. Like
my random fact of the week. I found out that the Sir Alex Ferguson stand at Old Trafford.
Yeah,
that holds more than Huddersfield Town Stadium itself.
Bloody hell.
So just to put it into context, Huddersfield Stadium is a 24.5 thousand older stadium. The Old Trafford stand itself can hold up to 57, I do believe. So Alex Ferguson stand at Old Trafford can hold up to 57,000. So that's just mental, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's comparing Man United. It's
yeah, but to think how big one stand is bigger than our entire stadium, Mark. It's mental, isn't it?
Anyway, if next week's show and we beat Watford, I want an hour just on talking about us beating them.
Tell you what, we'll give you a 2-hour special if Watford beat Luton get beat. If Luton beats Watford, how's that?
Yes, deal. You
Since
won't
you're
jump
doing
me.
me a favour, I will do you a favour and let you have an hours long segment to yourself.
Oh, brilliant.
Go on, I know you were going to say something before I interrupted there. Sorry, mate.
I just want to have a quick little rant about Hull City. They screwed us over in the first game of the season by winning 2-1 through a penalty that shouldn't have been and a last minute deflection, which was fine, which I'm fine with. But they spent about 10 million quid in the summer, a ridiculous amount on wages, and are now sat 21st in the league after sacking their manager, and still haven't found a manager. In fact,
Can I just
so
point out,
congratulations, Hull. You have officially won my haha award of the week.
and can I just say as well, I had Hull as the dark horses of this league this season as well. So that's screwed that one up, hasn't it?
Well, basically, if anyone's playing us, their manager should be afraid. So Hull sacked their manager on the day of our game. West Brom sacked the manager the day after we played them. So yeah, if anyone's not in a bad run of form and you're playing us, their manager should be afraid.
Going back to Luton
Dean Smith
versus
next.
Town, can I just point out what you guys did for Eleanor? Let me just put it up a minute. I know it's a bit sad. I know.
Can I just say, Mark, by that logic, the next two managers you play should all be sacked.
So what you guys did in the program and to the social media team that arrived at the stadium, and then to send flowers to her family, which I do believe was for the funeral from Luton, was unbelievable. And then you've done all that really nice thing, and then to spoil it all, Nathan Johnson goes and has a fucking tantrum afterwards on Sky Sports. I just thought, why the hell are you crying about it? Yes, you should have won. Yes, you should have beaten us. But end of the day, it were a draw. And if, it's one of those games where it's a tight game, you could have won it either way. That's just my point of view. It's just, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, on the subject of what the club did, they are, and obviously everyone bigs up their own club and they're biased, but just in terms of what the club have done for me for the last year, what I've done, and they just
outstanding work by Luton.
they just do the personal touch for people that are going through difficult times, and they do a lot of stuff that they don't have to do, but it's just a nice touch. And I think basically what happened is, one of the things is that when we went to you twice last season, and the media team went to your ground, Eleanor was like really helpful, really supportive, and she went out of her way while she was working there, she went out of her way to sort of help our media team, and they really appreciated that. And yeah, they just wanted to sort of do a nice touch, which
from my point of view, I've spoken to her a few times. It wasn't out to do with the social media side of things for me. It was more of just knowing her personally. It was just a nice touch, and she came across really well and nice in general anyway, you know what I mean? But she did try and make it an extra special for people that came into the club, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean,
what you guys did as a tribute to her in the program, and then sending flowers, and then the social team, when they got there, they had a bunch of flowers and a really nice card, which Huddersfield Town tweeted about. And, there's those little personal touches what no one seems to see, but it was nice for them to show, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, stuff I did last year, and then people high up in the club said to me with what I was doing, if there's anything you need, just ask. And I sort of thought, how many clubs would have done that? And
not many would have done what they've done.
Yeah, basically They never stop doing stuff that just amazes me, and so I wasn't surprised what they did for Eleanor, but I'm pleased that they did something to honour her, basically.
But yeah, on that note, I would like to say again, Lou is a Sunderland fan. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. We've got photos. This is his actual phone case.
That's our next home game, Sunderland.
I can't wait for Sunderland, me. But I'll tell you off stream why. Annie, you got out to add, mate? No.
So who has everyone got this week? Then in next up and coming week. So we've got Norwich away on Tuesday, and then we've got the big one on Sunday.
We've got Preston, and I'm not too sure who's Saturday.
We've got a rejuvenated West Brom, and we've got high-flying Reading. So fun.
Wow. Rejuvenate.
Can't wait.
Oh, we've got Middlesbrough Saturday. Sorry. I should have known that.
Oh, well, they can't buy it.
Oh, you should win that.
And on that funny note, but thereby, Annie, thank you very much for joining us this week. It's
okay. It's been good to be back.
It's good to be back. I'm glad everyone joined who could join, and I'm sorry again. It was just me. I couldn't deal with stuff, so I just couldn't face doing it, if I'm honest with you. But I'm now back in the right frame of mind, and I'm back again, raring to go. So until then, thank you very much for joining us. If you've liked what you've seen, don't forget to hit the like button. Subscribe for more content from myself and Louie. We do a wrestling show from every now and again. And also, just give us a follow on the socials. We should have as on mini Twitter handle, which for some reason isn't on there, which I need to add after the show. But thank you very much, everyone. Ciao for now. See you later. You two are right to hang around after the show for a few minutes? Yeah? Oh, yeah, good. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Ciao.